Now, well, why don't you talk about the Yankees just bum rushing the Red Sox out of town. They embarrassed them. Now, it's early in the season. I mean, you can't.
And that's what I was about to say. I mean, you know, after the sweep, I mean, obviously it was amazing. It was a beautiful thing to watch. It felt like October. Like I can't remember the last time I was into a series in August as much as I was into this one.
What about in 2000? Weren't you watching the Subway World Series?
No, I'm saying in August.
In August.
Into a series in the summer like I was, and, you know, on every pitch hanging, you know, staying up till 1 in the morning on Friday night into Saturday morning. But my whole thing is, you know, people are so quick to jump the gun, say, oh, the World Series is in the bag, you know, the Yankees are going all the way, the Red Sox are done. I mean, it's early. We still have September. We still have games against the Red Sox. You know, October, nobody can script October. That's the old Fox logo for the playoffs. And there's a lot of baseball to be played. And, you know, I mentioned on my blog yesterday that, you know, we could rejoice and, you know, party about the weekend, but, you know, we have to get down to business. And look, the Yankees lost yesterday, and the Red Sox won.
They did. I read that on the YankeePrincess.net, your blog, but also people should realize the Red Sox are still the lead dog in the wild card, and it's not like one series is going to have them give up for the season. They're still a pretty good team. They're going through a little bit of a downturn. You know, same thing could be said about the Philadelphia Phillies. They're going through a downturn right now, too. And the Marlins are only 3.5 out. Nico, you're the one who's been trumpeting the Marlins forever, and I'm the one who always says, but they fade at the end of the year. Do you think that this is the year?
Yeah, I think they are fading a little bit, and you know, I think, you know, teams like the Phillies are just getting stronger and stronger. Like they added Cliff Lee, a Cy Young pitcher, and he comes out, you know, smoking guns. You know,
but they're only 3.5 out, the Marlins. They're not fading that bad.
Yeah, but are they going to sustain that close? I mean, throughout the whole year. I mean, they've got a pretty good pitching staff, but it's been inconsistent most of the year. And I guess, I don't know, we won't know until probably over the next couple of weeks. We'll take a close look at them, but I really don't think they're going to threaten the Phillies too much.
Here's the key stat, I think, for the NL East. The Marlins are 6-4 in the last 10. The Braves are 6-4 in their last 10. The Phils are 3-7 in their last 10. So we'll see what happens, and we'll see what the Cubs do. The Cubs are 4-6, and they're sort of struggling. The Cards are 7-3 in their last 10. So once again, they sit atop that division. But I'll say the NL wildcard race, there's a good 4 teams in it: Braves, Marlins, Cubs, actually 5: Cubs, Giants, and Rockies. Right now, if I had to ask you guys, who do you think of those teams will win the wildcard? Lisa, who do you think?
I mean, San Francisco has, one of the best pitching staffs in all of baseball. I don't know if their offense can propel them to take the top spot. Chicago's a team to look for. I'm thinking the top 3 teams is going to go down to the wire with the Rockies, the Giants, and the Cubs.
Yeah.
Florida, Atlanta, I don't know if they have the juice.
No, and I can understand that. And I thought all year, and Nico, you've heard me say that I thought like whoever wins the NL East, that's it. I don't think there's going to be a wild card out of there. And Lisa, I think you're right. Nico, who are you going to pick so far?
I think the Rockies for my player of the day, Tulowitzki. I think the Rockies are firm in that wild card. And if they can just continue to play the way they're doing, I think they'll be just fine for the playoffs.
I mean, the Rockies sure have plenty of hitting, but are you totally sold on their pitching?
Well, they got a young guy coming up that's going to be starting today that they're really excited about. We'll see how he performs today. If he gives them what they think he can do, they've got him and De La Rosa, I think Jimenez, and a few other young arms that I really like to see.
I'll just say this. I'm amazed at what they can do considering Taylor Buchholz and Jeff Francis are pretty much out for the year. That's 2 really good starters. Francis was their best starter. Out for the year, and the team's still doing it, so I give them a lot of credit. So I guess let's talk a little bit about the Texas Rangers, guys. Let's jump over there. The Angels, they're doing what we expect, but anybody seen the Feliz pitch yet?
No, who's he?
He's a guy who throws 100 regularly or more for the Rangers. As a matter of fact, let's see, 6 times he hit the gun at 100, and his last pitch was 101 his last outing.
Wow.
Oh, wow. That is incredible.
And he's broken triple digits, 11 other times.
Wow.
And the Rangers are in a fluke. I mean, when you look at the other day, they've got a guy named Garrett Holland who simply dominated the American League's #1 offense, the Angels, and he just totally did a number on them.
Yeah, Feliz has come in relief. He's got 2 holds. He's got 4 innings. He's got 8 strikeouts. That's why, to me, holds are more important, because you bring in this guy, and you're basically assuring you're going to get out of the inning and give a clean inning to your closer.
Yeah, maybe 2 innings, bring him in the 7th, let him do the 7th and 8th.
So that's a valuable guy. We'll see what he does for him down the stretch. I mean, again, I can't tell you that team's going to win the division. I probably don't think they will, but they may be making a statement more for next year. What do you think, Lisa? You watch a lot of American League.
Yeah, I mean, in terms of the wild card race, I mean, even if the Yankees do fade out here, I mean, it's going to be coming out of the AL East, whether it is the Yankees or Boston. I mean, any other teams right now, like you said, prepping for next year, making a statement, yeah, that's maybe next year.
And I'll tell you, Nico, another team that just sort of like threw their hands up and gave up, even though they're still sort of in the race with the Seattle Mariners. You know, they let Washburn go, and now they're sort of like, well, you know, we're in it, but we're not. I mean,
I don't understand why they would let him go, though.
I don't either.
Yeah, they pretty much forego, you know, the playoffs and kind of preparing for next year.
But like you had mentioned before, Rex, why do teams do that?
They're just saving money. That's all they're doing. These are just simple cost-cutting measures because, A, they're either not selling tickets, or B, you know, somebody from the front office goes to the GM and says, listen, you need to trim X amount from your payroll, and then all of a sudden it's done. But it just bothers me because I'm seeing it happen more now in baseball than it ever has happened before, and to just more teams. There's always been bottom dwellers, like you said, Lisa, and you were right about that. But now it's just, you know, teams that are even sort of in the race have to make these financial decisions while they're still in the race.
It's really sad that it's come to this. I mean, baseball really has to look at the bigger picture and figure out how to fix this problem.
Yeah, I think, you know, one thing would be lower some ticket prices, make a lot more cheap seats available for next year, do things like that. I mean, because, Nico, how many times can we watch Marlins games with empty, you know, fans? I mean, it's crazy.
And if you ask the players' union, you know, they're still not going to give in to a salary cap, which really needs to be done to restructure the economics of the game.
And Nico, you know, you being a former player, how do you feel personally about the salary cap? I mean, do you think other players that are currently playing in baseball, will they be that opposed? I mean, they're making their money either way.
Yeah, the good players are going to make their money forever, you know, as long as they continue to play the game if they're good. The salary cap, all that does is it equal out the economics of the game. It makes it all equal, and it can be, you know, money that can be basically forecasted so that you can, you know, plan a strategy and have an efficient business model.
Yeah, I just look at it like this. I say, hey, all I want to see are the teams at the bottom spending money. That's all I want to see. I don't want to see teams pocketing this luxury tax money that the Red Sox, Yankees, Mets, White Sox, you know, the teams that go over that threshold pay into. I don't want to see it because those teams are not spending the money. Perfect case in point, the Washington Nationals. Nico, what is going to happen with Strasburg and their first-round pick? They haven't signed them yet.
It's scary, and it's getting closer and closer to the deadline. It almost looks as if they're going to go and, you know, let them go. You know, they got Drew Stanton, which was their other second #1 pick. I think that was their backup plan. So they actually do have a #1 pick. He's already signed, and they paid less than $2 million for him.
But here's the key, though. Strasburg looks like the best prospect to come out in 15 years. He's a franchise guy. If you want to go back just into baseball history, look no further than me rooting for the New York Mets as a young kid who got their franchise guy in Tom Seaver. He helped transform that whole franchise into a winner.